So now we continue with our in-studio conversation, and this is about that. And it is time to introduce our guest today. And I'll start on my immediate left. Go ladies first. Penina Mobea. Karibu, Penina. And then we've got Mam Prikalsi. He calls himself the Prince.
Good morning.
Good morning. And then we've got Peter Washiori. Karibu. Peter Washiori made the news last week, but one playing in England, and this was at the Modus Super Series. It was a week. It was series number 6, week 10. He finished second overall, and I'll start with you, Peter. Mara yako ya kwanza kufika kule kana kucheza wewe siku ya kwanza 3, ama tuseme tu siku ya kwanza ulishinda mechi moja peke yake, lakini kwanza tupeleke hizo siku za 3 kwanza.
Zile siku za kwanza 3 uchovu ulikuwa mwingi. Unajua nilifika hata sikupata mahali ya kurusha hii kufanya mazoezi kidogo, so ni kama nilienda nimechelewa kidogo. Sasa kabla ni catch up na wengine, sababu hao tayari wako kwa board, so nilikawia kidogo. Na ndio nilienda nikifanya vizuri tu, nikiamka venye nazidi kuzoea pia hapo.
Na wakati ulienda kupatana na wale, kwa sababu nao unajua sasa wao wanacheza juma hili ama lili ama baada ya kila majuma mawili wanacheza kwa hiyo Super Series. Wewe ulionaje ushindani wakati ulikuwa pale group A? Ulikuwa na Doni na kina Doni na Osborne.
Kwa kweli wale wachezaji walikuwa na mazoezi ya hali ya juu. So hata venye nilifika pale, hata ni drawing zangu tu zilikuwa zinaniambia niko chini. Sijui sababu ya weather venye ilikuwa huko baridi na sijazoea. So sikuwa nimeshika moto vizuri. Ndio maana nadhani waliweza kukatch up na wakanipiga hiyo wakati ya kwanza.
Haya. So siku ya pili ya 3 ukashinda mechi 2 ukamaliza wa 5 group A.
Nikamaliza hivyo wa 5. Tukapewa next round, tuka kwenye mwenye alishinda hapo akaenda direct hiyo ya Saturday. Si tukapewa nafasi nyingine pia ya kujitetea.
Sasa tuongee juu ya group C sasa. Siku ya kwanza wewe ndo tunaona ya kwamba hapo umeokota point na siku ya pili ukaongoza hiyo group.
Kwa kweli tayari nilikuwa nimeshashika hiyo moto sasa. Sababu uchovu ilikuwa imeenda ikiisha na nilikuwa nimeshaanzia kurusharusha, sasa nilikuwa na hiyo uzoefu. Na nadhani sikuwa naona mchezaji mkubwa mbele yangu, sababu hata mimi pia ni mkubwa. Sasa nadhani hiyo ndio kitu ilituma tena tuweze kuendelea vizuri. Yeah.
Tuambie ile game ulirusha mishale 11 ukamaliza.
Kwa kweli hiyo game nilikuwa mimi naendea mishale 9. Ni vile tu calculation ilipotea kidogo tu. Nikakimbia kwa 45 ikaniangusha tu, lakini sawa tu pia. Nishukuru pia kumaliza na hiyo 11 darts pia. Yeah.
Ona pia kuna nyingine ulishangaza watu. Ulikuwa na 48 ukasema uende double 12.
Nadhani hiyo watu hawafai kushangaa cause
hiyo ni hesabu.
Ni hesabu. Lazima ni hesabu yako tu bora ingiane. Sababu pia unaweza pika 12 hapo ukimbia 36. Lakini nilikuwa naendea 24, though nilikuwa nimepimia pande ya ndani kama itaingia nitaenda kwa 36. Though mimi mwenyewe nilikuwa nimepima hiyo 24, lakini nilikuwa nimelegeza mkono sababu hata ukiangalia ilipiga waya pande ya ikikurudi na chini. So saa zile iliingia nikajua imekuwa rahisi sana kwangu kurudisha mshale pale, sababu sitabadilisha mkono vile ilikuwa naweka hivyo hivyo.
Yeah. Siku ya mwisho Saturday umeingia pale, kila mtu anasema haya basi Washiori ndio huyu, na wakati huu wote hujacheza kwa na mashabiki pale. Sasa kuna kelele.
Kwa kweli mashabiki walikuwa tuseme walikuwa naoneshana wako pande yangu, lakini pia walini distract kidogo kwa sababu saa zile naenda kurusha mshale yangu unasikia makelele pia pale wanakutanja, so una lose control kidogo. Maybe ulikuwa umepima 60 inapotea, unasikia huko nyuma wanasema sasa unashughulika sana na mashabiki kuliko kucheza mchezo.
Penina, let me come to you. Yeah. You people don't make noise when you are playing here in Nairobi.
We do. We've introduced the kelele. Wazoe kelele sasa. Yeah.
Actually, ukizoea mapema tu makelele, kuna makelele, utafanya vizuri. Lakini ukae tu mahali unacheza peke yako hakuna makelele, tena waanzie hata hivyo maybe umewekewa muziki tu kwa hali ya juu, uta lose control tu kabisa kwa hiyo game.
Lakini overall kumaliza katika nafasi ya pili. Tuambie.
Kwa kweli kumaliza kwa nafasi ya pili pia hata mimi nirudishe shukrani juu yangu, sababu sikuwa nimetarajia hivyo. Though nilikuwa nimeenda ushindani. Na hata kwa nafasi ya kwanza ningeweza, ila tu hadi nilipuuza ule mchezaji. Sababu nilikuwa nimeshamzamba. Sasa kumbe na yeye alikuwa ameamua sasa hii mara ya pili anakuja vita. Mimi sasa nililegea pale kidogo na ndio maana aliweza kuebuka pia.
Well, so you had it enough. Now, Peter Washuri here is going to be going back to that same studio in Portsmouth in England, and this time for the international pairs, and he's going to be with a player who's just ranked just behind him, you know, when it comes to the Buffalo franchise, the ADS, Manpreet Kalsi.
Morning.
Manpreet, yeah. First of all, you know, for you know, for this, you know, when you were out there and people you started following the, you know, his games and everything, what was your assessment first of the, you know, that playing environment and, you know, and how he was performing?
The way he performed was absolutely brilliant. Put Kenyan darts out there in that platform is big. But like you said, the atmosphere is not going to be easy for any one of us. But like we have to get used to it, so perform bigger and better this time we go.
Okay, let's talk about, you know, for you and how you've risen up as a player. Look, you know, currently just ranked behind him when it comes to, that was as at about what? About
December 24?
Yeah, December 24.
Yeah.
Actually going into, no, I think just close to February. Just So just looking at it in the competition and how this event has grown, especially after, you know, you hosted
The World Cup qualifier.
The World Cup qualifiers in October.
Yes. Darts has grown after World Cup qualifier. If you notice, there are a lot of teams coming up, clubs coming up to play these tournaments and everything. So it's getting more competitive now. To earn this spot is a big thing for me because I've been playing darts for a very long time and such opportunities don't come. And when they come, you have to take full advantage of them, and that's what I fully intend to do as well. So having Peter as a partner, I think, is a blessing as well. So he'll be experienced, and he'll take me under the cover and will perform better, I guess.
Well, looking at this chance, you know, getting invited to the Modus pairs, what's the whole, you know, motivation for you and to make sure that whatever you do during the day, you don't lose it, but you know, you keep focused on it?
I practice every day. We actually have a schedule now. We were practicing 4 times a week starting this week. So we're going to train with other tougher players to have team matches and see how we perform and how we can improve on our low side and how we can better our high side as well.
And let me come to you now. You started the Zero Darts group because, you know, when he was out there, he was, you know, he kept mentioning it, and you were with him.
Yeah.
Just give us, you know, the backstory. I mean, just, you know, some of the little stories around that event that, you know, you picked up and you would bring back home.
All right. Just meeting the new players. I mean, it was also a first time for me being in such a position. And yeah, we got a very warm welcome from most of the players, Collins, Leonard, Nialin. We got to hang out, and I could just hear the comments coming from all the players that Washuri is such a good darts player, and they know just for him, he's not doing it full time. And they just kept saying, you know, if these guys could focus on the sport, they would actually play really well. And you could just see his performance throughout the week and how he just went on improving. He got comfortable. And it was just a good environment. We met the CEO actually, Chris was there. We met Henry, who's a commentator. And yeah, we had a good interaction. We saw the studio setup. We saw the things we need to improve back home because it's possible for us to take darts to that standard. It's possible for us to set up such studios in Kenya. Just a little support and, you know, the sport changes here in our own country.
Well, the other thing is, we saw this, is there was a plaque that you left in a training room, Hakuna Matata.
Yeah.
And also, there were the Kenya wristbands that, ulikuwa umebeba ngapi?
Nilikuwa nimebeba 15 of them.
Yeah.
Na even Washuri alikuwa amebeba
20.
na nikabeba hiyo sign ya Hakuna Matata.
I mean, what was the reaction to this? Because I know you played against Donny Shawwater. I think there is one game he won, and the first thing he did was point at the flag and say, "No, you."
Actually, alikuwa anarudisha tu shukrani, anasema, I have to come to this country sababu yako wewe. So like ndio hiyo sasa alikuwa anasema tu hapo. Yeah.
And overall, because I mean, anytime I watched and I listened to the commentators, and we just, how would I do it? You would say, what's this about Kenya that, you know, they were looking after? Because they kept saying about the Hakuna Matata board. They kept, speaking about the wristbands that the players had. What was their reaction when they got this? It's something, it's something small, but could be different.
Yeah, I think they've probably not seen that from other countries. And just being our first time, and of course we didn't give them on the first day. We just got to know the people, and once you know, these are warm guys, they're receptive. The next day tukabeba wristbands zetu, we went giving everybody. Then I carried the Kuna Matata sign, so the entrance to the practice rooms, kuna ukuta iko hapo juu. So I was like, yeah, I want everyone who's coming to this studio to know Kenya was here. So we put up the sign, and they were very welcome to it. Yeah.
Impact, for his competition to the sport, because I know at the next event everyone will want to show up and first meet him and compete against him.
It's massive. What he's done for darts in this country is massive. He's more of a celebrity now, you can say, and he's the flag bearer for darts now. So I think it's only fair to say if everyone wants to meet him, it's fair. He's earned that spot. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, all right. Right now, let's get to know how the impact of Peter Washuri on African darts, and we are joined by Nicole Alcock, the managing director of the Africa Darts Group. Nicole, good morning to you down in Cape Town.
Hello there.
Hello. Good morning, Nicole.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm very well. Well, and it's a pleasure to speak to you down from Cape Town. And, in studio, Peter Washuri, Manpreet Kalsi, and Penina are here with us. And Nicole, first, you just give us what the reaction from Peter Washuri's performance at the Modus Super Series, Series 6, Week 10, and the performance and the impact that it has had on African darts.
Sorry, I missed some of you broke up a little bit, but I heard you ask about the Modus Super Series. Am I correct?
Yes, it's about Modus Super Series and the impact that Peter Washuri had for African darts.
Oh, and look, it was a wonderful, an amazing impact, especially for African darts. He actually showcased exactly the talent that we have on the continent, and I think he's made an absolute name for himself, not only for Africa but also for Kenya and for Kenyan darts. I think everybody's, if you looked at the vuvuzelas, you knew that people knew where he was from. And I think he had a lot of support at the Modus Lounge. His darts spoke for itself. I think he almost had a 9 darter, and I think that's where people started taking notice. So I think definitely that he has absolutely put the spotlight on Africa and African darts.
Well, looking at it is that now is that it creates a challenge for the Africa Darts Group. Actually, it's a challenge anyone would like to have, to try and create more competitive events. What's the ADG doing with the franchises that you have, such that we can raise the competition? And for example, if it's the world champion, so that if
what we're trying to create. So what we're trying to create, obviously, with the franchises is to create competitive leagues so that our dart players can play each other on a regular basis, and also then up the dart average. So how we do it is we pitch like against like. So Peter Washuri won't play maybe a 50 dart averager on a weekly basis, but more somebody that's in his league. With regards to the women's club, so that's the one thing that we're focusing on in 2025, 2026. We definitely want to send a woman into the international stage, and also into Modus, because we feel that these are definitely the platforms that women can shine. So everything that African Dart Group is busy creating and busy developing is to ensure that we can provide these opportunities for the players on the international stage. They can get the recognition there, and that they can play potentially. This could be a career choice.
Well, looking at it, last year Kenya hosted the qualifiers, the PDC qualifiers. Hopefully, coming back here and picking up lessons such that we can make it blow out and get some and even help maybe negotiate for an extra slot at the Worlds?
So yes, we're coming back to Kenya in September. We're going to be hosting the World Championship qualifier once again. The first inaugural one, which happened last year in September, was a great success. We have also, received a lot of support from your country, from your dart organizations, from the Buffaloes. And Jeff and his team have been absolutely amazing. This is the platform that the World Championship is actually the crown jewel in the PDC crown. So the major event, everybody watches it, and I think hosting it again in Kenya just solidifies the relationship that ADG has with Kenya and its players.
All right. Thank you very much, Nicole, for joining us from Cape Town, and hope to see you soon within the series. Thank you for joining us. That's Nicole Alcock, who is the Managing Director of the Africa Darts Group. So, coming in, and you can hear it, familiar with the Zero Darts Group. I'm looking at what Nicole has said. What would you be picking up, for the next few months?
Well, there's a lot of work ahead in terms of the preparations for the PDC qualifier, and also sending more players to the Modus, because we still have singles coming up. There's still pairs in August. Yeah, so there's a lot ahead, and we look forward to it.
All right, we're talking about the pairs, Manpreet, and you'll be, traveling in May with Peter. Just give us a format of how, the pairs works.
Basically, it's one turn him, one turn the opponent, and my turn. So basically, it's the same dart game, but it's just 4 people playing it now. So we just have to make sure we're quick, and I can score big enough like him so that we can win quickly then.
Okay, so the whole idea is if you go fast,
yes,
he goes next.
Yes, no, first me, then the opponent, then Peter, then the opponent again. So after every 4 turns, you get your turn again.
And so, and this is where I want to come to the scoring. Who's, take, so it's basically it's 2 scores.
Yes.
2 501s.
Yes.
And so if you do...
No, it's the same 501 like singles. So it's just 2 people playing to get to the finish.
Very good. So there it is. So 2 teams, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
The draw we know will be coming?
Yes, soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Washuri, wewe kila mtu sasa, watu walifuatilia sana. Na ukicheza kule Super Series. Hebu tuambie sasa vile mambo yako ya kuendelea mbele na kujipanga maneno ya pairs.
Actually, kwa hii mchezo cha muhimu sana ni mazoezi. Lakini pairs pia inakuanga na challenging kidogo, cause ukicheza unasubiri wachezaji wengine 3 wacheze. Ni tofauti kidogo na ile ya one on one, sababu hiyo kuna dakika kadhaa utapoteza hapo. So kama we utapoteza mkono, sasa hapo ndipo inakuwa shida. Lakini kwa saa hii, sababu tunaenda hiyo pairs, itabidi tufanye hiyo mazoezi mapema, ndio at least tuwe na hiyo uzoefu, ndio tuweze kupenya pale.
Sawa. Asante sana. Well, you've heard from Peter Washuri. He is the big dart sensation. Oh, Goja. He's called the Prince. You were playing with somebody who was calling himself Daddy. There was the Wizard. Nickname umeshapata?
I think nishapewa la sasa. Ni kama ameniita the King.
The King.
Yeah, the King, yeah. Yeah.
So the King and the Prince are in studio. Thank you very much for being with us. Peter Washuri is a professional dance player. Put Kenya and the continent on the map at the Modus Series 10 days ago. Manpreet Kalsi is going to the international pairs with Peter Washuri. And also, Penina Mubea, thank you for being with us on Sports Check. Thank you for being with us this morning. Our sign language interpreter has been Lensa Odingo. Stay tuned for Kurunzi Mashinani coming up next. Be blessed.